smooth operator.
Really again.
Good.
Ready when y'all are.
So, there's so much talk last week about kind of making a stand and stopping the losing ways, and then you guys go out and lose to Washington. So, I guess how do you bounce back from that and try to do the same thing this week?
Well, if I didn't say it last week, props to Washington. They're a good team. They did a lot of good things, offense and defense, and we have a lot to clean up, and that's what we've been doing. And we've been doing it all week, personally and as a collective. Trying to figure out how we can be better and what we can do more for this team. And I think everyone's really been focused on that task solely, and hope to put that out on Sunday.
How do you balance owning your 1-4 record, but not letting it diminish any kind of hope as the weeks go on?
We won't be the first team to bounce back from 1-4. Won't be the last. And right now we're 0-0 as far as the scoreboard goes. We just need to be 1-0 by the time the game ends on Sunday, and then we can continue from there. But it's got to be a 1-0 mentality, like we usually talk about. But we've got to mean it. Especially when you're down, you can't be focused on the past. You got to focus on right now and this present, and working your ass off to get out of this little rut that we're in.
Myles, this is not a pass rush question, but with the Eagles, what kind of challenges Saquon present in just the way he runs and the way he can kind of drive that offense?
I mean, he's a special athlete. I mean, the man, God-given athletics, body, but he also he works his ass off. That didn't happen overnight. He wasn't born like that. He's put in that time to look how he does, perform how he does, and play how he does. Glad to see him healthy and back to his game-changing ways. But it definitely puts more stress and more focus on stopping the run. When you have somebody like that in the backfield, so you gotta make sure that stopping the run is imperative. Something we do early. Trying to get him out of it, and trying to force them to drop back more often than not.
Do you think you guys are up to that challenge this week after the last 2 weeks kind of getting gashed on the ground a little bit here?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pointing out some of the stats. There were probably 90% of the plays that they had on the ground. We held them to under 3 yards, but they had just a couple of those big runs that led to a lot of the yardage and big plays that we saw. But we just have to nip some of those big plays that they have. With a guy like that, he might break off one, but it has to be negated from 60 to 15 to 20. Keep that yardage down and keep him contained as well as possible. So we just have to continue that consistency across the board.
Myles, do you feel that just eliminating the big plays, that's the number one thing on your side of the ball that has to get tightened up, and if you're able to do that, you'll be in good shape? Or is there a list of things that you're looking at that you're unhappy with?
I think that's really the main thing. We've had too many big plays that really hurt us and set us back, and just put us in bad field position. Or if we get a stop, puts our offense in bad field position. So just get them in those big plays, be consistent. How we started the game. Want to come out in half and play like that and end the game like that. So it's just about being able to do that and executing. We showed that we had that potential. We showed it earlier this season. We showed it last year. So just erase some of those big plays, and it's a different story completely.
Myles, you guys headed into this game with a very embattled quarterback, one in which Jonathan Allen said last week that he didn't look like he was playing with confidence. My question is, what can you guys do, maybe you as a team leader, to support your quarterback, and you guys also as a defense to help show him what you've got what means to you guys as a team?
Not make his job so hard. Put him in easier situations. Not just him, the offense. The pressure's on everyone to perform, and he might feel a little bit more because he's the highest paid guy, and the media's going to be pointing a finger at him, but it should be pointed at every single one of us. We got to put them in position to have success. We got to help our team win however we can. We got to play complementary football, which we didn't do, at least not all 4 quarters. So we've got to find a way for all of us to be more helpful and more productive for this team. And I think we put them in a position to win and positioned to gain confidence by scoring and putting points on the board. That changes the outlook not only for us but for everyone who has something to say.
He said that he stayed off Twitter. He hasn't listened to any of the criticism or the madness that has gone on all week. I'm just wondering, is that your approach to it as well, or are you seeing all the bashing that you guys are taking this week, especially him?
Oh, I don't look at the stuff anyway. So I don't know last time I've looked at Twitter or any of that. So I don't. And if I did, it's not to look at football. I got family I need to see. I got photography I could learn from, and composition I can improve with. So the football stuff, that's for here. That's for Thursday night when we're having team dinner and discussing some of the teams we might play. But I'm not worried about the opinions and of pundits and analysts, and that does nothing for this team, and it only causes more negative discourse.
Myles, there's a lot of talent on this team. And I know you guys have dealt with some injuries here in the early part of the season. You guys dealt with that last year too. Is there something that's missing that you guys had last year that you haven't found this year? You know what I'm saying? Fans are having a hard time understanding why you guys are having the struggles that you're having, considering how talented this team is.
Sometimes teams go through ruts. Like Jacques said, he was on a team himself with Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates and Sean Merriman, team full of Hall of Famers, and they had a terrible start. Ended up going to the playoffs, one game away from the Super Bowl. Sometimes it just doesn't click immediately. It doesn't always flow year to year as you see with some other teams. But you just got to find a way to pick it up. Some individuals, some leaders have to decide that enough is enough. It's time to make a stand, and that's got to be team wide. And so I feel like we're at that point, and we have to decide who we want to be and create our identity.
Two more. You said Sunday was different. The Washington loss was different than the rest. Can you expand on that a little bit on what you meant there?
It was different because it was a little bit of everything from everybody. I feel like there was no complimentary football played across the board. I feel like there was some special teams moments where we'd want back, defensive moments we want back, and offense. I feel like there were some decisions that Kevin wanted back as well. It's the same thing he said to us. So it's about all of us being on the same page and clicking all at the same time. And that's what I mean by it was different. Sometimes it's a play away, it's here, it's there, and you don't always see the events that lead up to what either caused a win or caused a loss. But it just it continued to snowball away from us.
I know you had some pressures against Washington, but you weren't credited with any tackles. And I was wondering if they did anything different to you that game, or they run away from you the whole game. What you saw?
Sure, they tried to take years off my life by chipping the hell out of me. Yeah, they were sliding, they were chipping, and usually not to that extent. I've had it a couple times where it was like that, but they made sure that I wasn't a disruptive factor in the game. So I'll just try to find different ways where I can move around or get a one-on-one, or at least get away from the chips so that I can be more impactful. But they were that was a game plan.
With those set of tackles at Philly, would you think that they would have the same approach, or maybe you'll get some one-on-one?
I don't know. We've talked, and it's known that Lane doesn't like chips, and I know a lot of them doesn't really like them either. But they might help them both, or they might deny them. But we'll see when we get there. Those guys pride themselves on what they do. They're highly touted because they perform well day in and day out, and just I'm fortunate for the opportunity. Both of those guys are pretty special, especially Lane, who's been doing it for a long time. So I'm waiting for an opportunity like this.
Last week you told us you were feeling better and things were looking up. Just where you at? Is it on that same trajectory?
Yeah. It was a tough week.
Myles, Mike Hall is going to play for the first time this week. Can talk about have you kind of taken him under your wing, looking at some of the young guys, and how do you think he's looked so far? Talk about his return.
It's a little bit different as far as taking under my wing because he's not exactly my position. I know he's in my room, so I kind of try to do it as far as like a joint process with me, DT, Shell, and Z at times. So just try to give him knowledge and catch him up on things since he hasn't been out there. And tell him what we've been saying and explain how we approach the game. What's our thought process? He's a pretty high IQ kid as far as football, so we gotta just get him up to speed so that when he gets out there, he's impactful, he's making plays, and he's meshing well with us.
Thanks, Miles.